this is season 2 of Sailor Berry. Welcome to the show. If you're new here, this show is about sailing around on our 1956 wooden sailboat, Dagon. Together, my girlfriend Haley and I restored Dagon and we got her back in the water. We're just traveling around, relaxing, enjoying our hard work, and looking for work wherever it may be it shipwright work, or boat deliveries for me, or tattoo guest spots in different cities for Haley. We're just learning the ropes of the boat and what it's like to live aboard together. Thanks for tuning in. I really hope you guys enjoy watching this show go from the boatyard to the ocean. Enjoy the episode. Alright, Haley just mixed up some epoxy. We're gonna epoxy this bad boy on.
It's epoxy. What's happening?
It's epoxy. It's a me epoxy.
And Parmesan on the epoxy, so it's now thickened.
Yeah. Some oregano in there. Okay, cool, we're gonna do this. We epoxied the scarfed beam onto the plywood that we installed before. We decided to drill all the way through and use carriage bolts to bolt each piece of the deck beam onto the plywood bulkhead. And then we took a break for lunch.
Kind of a fancy version of hot dogs, really. A little Italian sausage, and we're just gonna make some fried onions because what do we not have time? We're on a boat. We have time.
Yeah, this is our lunch break from working on Perry.
It's hot out also, so it's kind of nice to dodge a bit of the worst of the heat. Barry's just finished installing the spacer onto the beam. It's hot out, so the epoxy already set, and then I sanded it, so it looks pretty nice. Basically, it's hot as fuck out, and we're roasting.
Is that for clamps?
That's it for clamps.
That's okay. There's
really big clamps if you want. Actually, that would work. I'll grab you. But yeah, we're just gonna clamp this, go take a break, let it cool down outside, and then we will install this piece, fasten it down, and then she'll be watertight at least. Just filling in any gaps between the beam and the ply.
Now we're gonna put this bad boy on. Put a dome on this bitch.
Yeah, I don't want any water to be able to get anywhere.
Now that all the receiving edges and all of the bottom side of the plywood have been coated with either thin epoxy or thickened epoxy, depending on the application, we started bolting it down, and as you can see, I'm stacking a bunch of stuff in the corner because it needed to be weighed down. So it's low tide. What are we up to, Simon?
Low tide, we're going to do the scallywag way of moving mooring balls. I found 2 blocks down at the bottom, long since abandoned, and I'm going to hook a line to them. Hopefully I've tied a good bowline because we're going to lift it and use the tide to do that. So we'll just put the line through the dagger board, tie it to something stiff and strong, and we tie it tight at low tide. And then at high tide, come collect it. Hopefully it's floating, and hopefully the dinghy has the sun.
What you making, sweets?
I'm just gonna put the salt in this water, and then we're gonna drink it.
Hell yeah, we could just get some from outside.
That's dirty.
Ew.
Ew, yuck.
There's crabs out there.
No, go get some. Just call that otter up again.
Somebody go get
We're gonna make a
them.
little rice bowl, and then we're gonna have some ground beef with probably sauteed onion, because that's what we have. Surprise, surprise.
Shock of shocks.
We got some rice seasonings, we got some sauces. We don't have any vegetables, which my body will have a problem with later, but maybe on my way home tomorrow I'll grab some stuff if I can.
Yeah.
Because now we have room, we just need a little broccoli.
Babe, you just called this place home.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, it's better than my apartment. All I look at is crows, and there's no sea otters here.
Yeah, we just saw a sea otter.
And those feet aren't there all the time, so.
Oh, my tasty little toes. Free feet. Times 2.
I have to pay for those feet, and everyone else just gets them for free.
I know, we're giving it away.
Cool. Do the mast on Simon's boat just completely fell in the water now?
Yeah, someone waked Simon's little tornado and the mast is
It's crazy. We're outside.
fallen over. So I'm gonna
you should
go
over
secure
there.
it.
It's just kind of leaning off into the water.
Alright, there's Simon's tornado. Alright, we're on the tornado. Mast was there, mast is there now. Not ideal. There's also free fish on here, so that's kind of ideal. Yeah, I'm not sure how stable this is, so I'm not going to film while I walk across it. But I'm gonna see what I can do to make this more secure for Simon. I just pulled it out of the water, it's still leaking. I can't really do much else without another person here other than this, so hopefully it's not too much sillier out here and no one hits this, but good thing I put my phone down. Sorry, Simon, my foot went through. That was exciting. So, yeah, all is well. Nothing broke, it doesn't look like, except for where I stepped. Simon and I tried for a couple hours to get the mast back up, but we were fighting tides and gravity and a lack of proper tools, and we were, in the end, just not able to get it back up, which was quite frustrating for both of us, but mostly for Simon. Alright, Haley's all dolled up for work. She's got her tattoo supplies. And we're... Yeah, I'm gonna drop Haley off at the ferry to Nanaimo, and she's gonna go do her guest spot.
It means I have to walk for like 20 minutes carrying all my shit.
Oh shit, at least it's not that heavy.
Smokes. I'll get a coffee on the way if I can hold it.
Yeah, alright, off we go. So what we did yesterday did not work.
No, as is often the case with chain and big concrete blocks, it's probably tangled up a little bit. And although we pulled up hard, pull up hard enough, so it rose and just resettled the chain and still had too much slack to actually lift the blocks. So I'm gonna go dive down there and see what's going on, see if we can hook it a little bit lower and see if we can use this. We got like 6-7 feet of tide right now. See if that'll do the trick to lift these blocks. We'll see.
Sweet.
Too young, too French, too out of touch.
Well, Haley's at work. I finished helping Simon. I did not piss the bed. I actually set up a pump back here that draws from the ocean. So now we can do saltwater washdown. How great is this? So we can alternatively stick this out that porthole there and use this to do saltwater washdown of the anchor and chain and the deck and everything. But we can also save our fresh water and rinse all of our dishes with salt water. Shit.
I think I'm gonna have to use the lift bag stitch just thing, so
Well, it
this ain't gonna work.
didn't sink the tender at least. So it just snapped the line instead
Yeah, so
of
the
floating.
line that was lifting line that was lifting it wasn't very good. Well, I mean, it was a good line, but it's 2,600 pounds, so
Yeah.
it didn't handle that. Fair enough. But yeah, so either we go do this again with a bigger line, or we use the lift bag method, in which case I have to go underwater with a giant bag and hook it with all these heavy straps to the block.
We have a lot, but we're still eating well. Got some pan-fried Brussels sprouts and a little ahi tuna steak. So that'll be pretty good.
It looks fucking phenomenal, babe.
I just put a little ponzu on the tuna. You could just do lemon, or whatever you like.
You want lemon? I got lemon.
We'll put lemon on it after.
I'll bring you the lemon.
I think simple is best for things that are like delicious like this. Yeah, this is going to be a really good little meal. Oh yay, it came free without too much trouble. Part of it's good, part of it's not good. Wow. This is how we stay strong and healthy outside of the boatyard. Or just in life, I guess.
Damn, girl.
This meal probably cost what, like $14 between the two of us?
Yeah.
$9 for the tuna steak and then whatever Brussels sprouts cost, so
Yeah.
way cheaper than going out.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out. Probably way more delicious.
What, is there something behind me?
Get out of here with your crusty digits.
Alright, we're going to talk electrical today. So, first things first, drinks. Get ourselves a lobotomy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Good for you.
We both need one right now.
Yeah, I need a freaking lobotomy.
I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy, though.
Well, you're going to have both.
Woo!
All of that. And this. One bright pink lobotomy.
Ooh.
Let me get my phone and we can go over some of the bits we're going to go over for the electrical system on this boat. It's all very basic because Barry is a basic man.
Oh, yeah.
He does not like his electricity very much,
Yeah,
so we're going to make it as simple as possible for him.
Hell yeah.
Clean and kind of safe. So this is Barry's current power distribution setup. It's got this pretty well built cabinet, so I think you can reuse this. But my suggestion is to get this cabinet sitting up high up against the cabinet wall up high, and then get it as close to the batteries as possible. Now, right now, all of that is routed up forward, and that is a nightmare. We do not need to be doing any of this from the V-berth. You want all of this to be accessible because this is where you're going to be turning on and off systems on your boat. And if you have to crawl up into your V-berth, well, you've left your helm to spin freely because you've accidentally left deck lights on or need to turn on your navigation lights or something like that. That's a long hike, and there's lots of things to bash your head against on the way between here and there. And, well, when you come floating on the shore, unconscious right about here, we'll know why. The idea is keep it close to the cockpit so that you can control it, but keep it in a dry and safe space so it's a compromise a little bit. None of this should be here, honestly. So we're going to relocate it, and that'll be the first job. But we can go for something a little bit smarter, especially if we can do something that ties your solar charge controllers into here and have all of that information displayed on this panel.
Nice.
Make better use of the space.
Haley and I were given a REDODO lithium-ion battery, and to mess around with it today, we're going to hook up Simon's trolling motor, electric trolling motor to it, and we're going to rip around on the tender and have fun with that. Nice and light, hey?
Yeah, actually actually it is. I mean, it's probably, I couldn't lift a bigger battery or a heavier battery, so.
Give it the beans.
Whoa, what's this, bud?
Sneak up on you.
Are you excited?
REDODO, let's get up there.
This thing's dead silent. This
So quiet.
Like, just for comparison.
So peaceful.
Right?
Love it.
Hell yeah, gasoline though.
We got the 1 horsepower electric outboard. We're going to an island, and it's golden hour. It's beautiful. We got cocktails. Life is good. We're just silently cruising through the water. It's just such a beautiful.
Yeah,
perfect
notice
day.
how there's no loud, obnoxious motor sound. Well, Simon just fucked off and left our slow asses in the dust.
Yeah, he's got a planing hull and a 10 horsepower motor.
You know what? But we have the beer, so who's the real winner? Also, dang, that's so beautiful. It's nice to kind of take it slow.
Slow and silent.
We'll get there faster if we take it slow. That's where I want to go. Way down to Kokomo. Oh yeah.
You gotta slow us down.
You lose half a knot if you put your hand in the water. Stallion.
It's a taxi. Oyster. Oh, you splooshed yourself. Simon, what's this island called?
It doesn't have a name.
Oh,
This is the Flat Top Islands, the locals call it. It shows up on the charts as flat tops, but so do all the other islands around here are all called flat tops, so not exactly a name. But this is Saturnina right here, and this is Bath Island. Bath is privately owned. Saturnina has recently been turned into a nature preserve, so you can come over here, and it's set up mostly for kayakers and scuba divers and stuff, but it's still pretty cool. I don't know if you're allowed camping on it, but people camp on these flat tops. Now, these look like juniper trees, juniper bushes.
Simon?
Ribbon. Gotta keep the kids alive. That's
Pass
my
the ribbon when you don't want to be your kids, but you want to relax. Just kidding. Oh my god, edit that out. Just put music over that.
The wind picked up, so we're running back as quick as we can.
Running just as fast as we can.
It's a little chilly for sure. Haley's shaking.
It's fine. I always shake when I'm cold.
I mean, we jumped in the ocean. It's valid.
Cheers, Doug.
Yeah, thanks, Doug.
Making banana pancakes.
Woo! Late night banana pancakes.
Like, if you're not gonna banana pancake with your friends, like, who are you gonna banana pancake with? Like, what a sad life.
Right? So just charging up the REDODO after doing last night's rip around.
Yeah,
Put it back in.
don't play it fast and loose like I do and just slam batteries together. It's not good for them. It's better to just make all their voltages equal.
So a lot of these manufacturers will say you can't connect their battery to another competitor's battery.
Right, and there is like, obviously you are comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges. So there is a way, like some of the chemistries can be slightly different. If they're all lithium iron phosphates and they're all like 4 cells, which these are in series 4S setups, so that means they're all going to run on the same voltages. Now there are some like lower quality ones. They're basically saying it is like, what if you bought a lithium iron phosphate battery 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and now you're dropping a new one in?
Got it.
It's going to be a bit weird, and it's not just because the battery's old, it's also because the battery is from a different generation, might have slightly different charging parameters. So that is a concern. However, each battery comes with BMS. BMS does isolate the battery from the whole system when it reaches any of its peaks, high or low. in any of its cells.
So
it will level itself and take care of itself.
So the cautionary thing to do is to match the voltages to within 0.2 volts of each other before kind of slamming them together?
Yeah, so I would say you don't want more than 0.2 volts of difference between the batteries before you connect them. You're in for a rough surprise otherwise. And you also would like to, there are setups where you can put a resistor in there and just have that power go through a resistor first if you want to be very, very careful. But honestly, it works pretty good. The BMSs are decent enough quality. We know that these ones don't have temperature sensors, which is a bit of a bummer. But for the price, I mean,
absolutely.
And it does shut off at low voltage. It does shut off at high voltage, and it does. We haven't tested high discharge. We haven't gotten more than 200 amps out of this thing, but like
no, but that's the reason
crazy.
why I went with particularly this battery is it does have the 200 amp BMS in it.
Yeah.
And that is beneficial to me in my case because I'm going to be running a 2000 watt inverter in the boat, which means that this battery alone can be the sole source for that thing without having to run two of them in parallel.
So yes, you can put more batteries and up that number and put them all in parallel, and you are running a 12 volt system, so that's simple. But you know, even already you're set up for your inverter, and 2000 watts is enough to handle any regular 15 amp circuit household appliance you're going to run. So you can't run too many of them in tandem, but you know, it's nice, it's watertight, it's sealed up. It's such a game changer. Like,
yeah.
You know, and these are like in the same ballpark price. Lead acids have gone up, these have gone down. It's like they're right around the same price, and you get so much more battery for this, and they're ED approved, which is great.
That was what my big fear was. I was like, this is my first time with our lithium ion, and I was like, oh my god, like if I touch the terminals, is it gonna fry?
But I mean, lead acid, you touch the terminals, you could do a lot of damage. And the thing is people kill their lead acids all the time. These at least can save themselves from your stupidity.
Yeah.
Whereas like lead acids, you're having a lot of the same dangers. The lithium iron phosphate's pretty inert compared to some of the Lifepo batteries that we saw in phones early on, like blowing up.
Yeah.
That's not what we're dealing with.
I mean, I've seen you shoot batteries with a gun and they don't blow up.
Yeah, so for reference, that was a lithium and nickel manganese cobalt battery. So it's not the exact same chemistry, but similar enough.
Yeah.
They're quite inert. They can burn. Anything can burn, right?
Yeah.
Given the right scenario, but it's not anywhere near the risk that we were dealing with in the early days.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a number of engine rooms fried out from lead acids, big D cells going
I blew up
sour.
my fair share of AGMs.
Yeah,
They
right.
make a great popping noise when they explode.
The shape.
You know, just plan around it. What I'd say is, like, if you're going to save some bucks here, maybe spend them on setting yourself up with a proper battery box, making it safe, clean, good terminals, good waterproofing. You'll probably get way more bang for your buck that way than by buying a more expensive battery and then cheaping out on the other stuff. And of course, it'd be nice to buy nice for everything, but like, we're gonna pick our battles here. I'd say clean wiring, good setups, nice terminals, safety switches, fuses all throughout.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot better.
It's one critical flaw that I've been able to spot is the lack of the low temperature sensor. Yeah. But you can get MPPT charge controllers that have that built in, correct?
Right. You can put, and a lot of charging systems have temp sensors. Your DC to DC that we put into this boat has a temp sensor. It's up in my shop, so we'll install that as well. So if the batteries warm up too much, it stops charging them.
Great.
So that's nice to know, and it has a lithium setup, so it knows what those temperature cutoffs are.
Good.
So that's great, and you can do that separately as well. You could set up relays and emergency switches and stuff like that and have it all clean.
Amazing.
But, yeah, I know, like nowadays a lot of folks want 200 or more amp hours in their boats, especially as we're switching over to induction cooking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you're gonna have more than one of these. I would say set your battery box up with all the safety features. You can get some affordable batteries.
Amazing.
And do the stuff outside of it to keep them safe.
Cool. Having installed 2 D cell batteries in Dagon in the past,
They're so much lighter, eh?
dude, I tripped stepping onto the boat because the whole boat tipped underneath me. It's how heavy. I was like I would have been 350 pounds holding that thing. So the boat rolled underneath me, I tripped into the cockpit, and I got a contusion on my shin.
I've got like broken toes from those batteries landing on me in the past.
Yeah,
6
it's
volts,
savage.
stuff like that.
Whereas
Crazy.
you saw last night, Haley was
Just
picking this up.
Swing it into the dinghy, no problem.
Thank you so much for REDODO for sponsoring us, and thank you so much for watching. There's a discount code down below, and this battery has saved our bacon while we were splashing the boat. It kept the bilge pumps running, so check it out, get yourself one.